Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen. Trisha here. If you're new, welcome into my kitchen. You're very welcome. I've got a load of these bananas and they're way past their edible stage. I eat bananas when they're just partially green, believe it or not. So I'm not going to waste these. I'm going to make some banana muffins. And I found a recipe on, it's actually off bbcgoodfood.com, and I'll link it down below. But I'm going to give this recipe a try and see how these work out. And you know me, I always double my recipes, so this is going to be a double recipe, but I'll link a recipe down below which will be a single. Actually measured some stuff out here, so the first thing it says, I'm following this recipe which I've scribbled down. It says to heat the oven to 170 degrees fan, which is 190 degrees Celsius or gas mark 5. So I'm just going to stick my oven on here. First thing it says is to mix all the dry ingredients together. So I've went ahead and measured out 500 grams of self-raising flour. And I'm just going to throw it into my sieve here. Along with 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Just throwing that on top. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And I'm just going to use a spoon to mix those in before I sieve it. And this seems like a really easy recipe, so it shouldn't take too long. So you just want to sieve that in. And just push the last wee bit through. It's being awkward. And it says to use a good pinch of salt. So I'll just make sure it's the salt. And that's a good pinch of salt. And we also need 8 ounces of castor sugar is going in. And it's just a matter of mixing all this together. This is all the dry ingredients. That's our dry ingredients all mixed. I'll just set that aside. And if you're wondering why I'm putting a glove on, I've got a burn on my thumb here. And I'd rather it's not near any food or anything, so I'd rather keep it covered. Okay, so this is our wet ingredients. And I've got 4 eggs here. I'm just breaking them up a bit. And it says 2 large ripe bananas, but these aren't really large to me, so I'm going to use 3. I'm going to use the 6 of them. And just get them in here. Nearly past your best by, guys, but these are great for baking with. And just with a fork, just mash it down. And mash down really easy. The smell of sweetness coming off them is strong. Okay, I don't want to mash them too much, so get our eggs in, or bananas. I love banana. It looks mashed enough to me. Never made these before, guys, so hopefully they turn out nice. Get that in with our egg. I just want to get a scraper to scrape all that off. Okay. And give it a wee mix. Okay, it's asking for 1 teaspoon of vanilla, but I'm putting 2 or maybe 3 in, if I can get it open. It asks for 1, but I'm going to put, well, it would be 2 for the double recipe, but I'm going to put an extra one in because we all love vanilla. So that's 3 teaspoons of vanilla I'm putting in. Didn't want to open, now it doesn't want to close. And 250 mils of buttermilk. This is just ordinary plain milk I had, and I put like a tablespoon of lemon juice in, just to sour it. And we'll give that a mix. It smells good already. I'm going to set that aside for a second, and I want to, it says pecans or walnuts, but I'm going to substitute with mixed fruit, and it's just this little bag of mixed fruit I get out of Lidl's. And I like any sort of nuts, so I'm going to give them a wee rough chop. And if you put a damp tea towel down underneath your board, it'll stop your board flying everywhere. And get all these nuts chopped up. Oops, that was loud, sorry. I'm not going to cut these too fine either. And cashews and walnuts and hazelnuts and what's that other one? Just a different blend, like almonds. There's a bit of everything in these, so I reckon they'll taste good in there. And try and get those hazelnuts cut in half because they're big. And I reckon that's nearly fine enough for me. My precious knife. Okay, so I'll set that aside too, and clean my mess with this. I hate working in a messy kitchen, guys. You have to clean down after yourself, and if you clean as you go, it makes life a lot easier. Okay, so let's just check we've got everything. So in here we've got our flour, we've got our baking powder, our baking soda, our caster sugar, and in our wet ingredients we've got, and I haven't got the butter. It's asking for 75 grams of butter melted, but you know me, I'm a margarine girl, so I'll get butter melt or margarine weighed out and get it through the microwave. Okay, so I have 150 grams of margarine and I'm just going to blast it in the microwave. Okay, so that's our margarine. Just melt it in the microwave there, and keep your microwave down on a low or it'll start firing everywhere. And that's going in with the wet ingredients. Okay. And just going to give that a wee mix in as well. That's a lot of wet ingredients, guys. Okay, so move you out of the way. And it says to make a hole or a well in the centre. And add in your wet mix. Whoa. And to not overmix this, so I'm going to do it with this spatula. I'm going to mix it in. That smells good. Banana and that vanilla. Smells gorgeous. I'm trying not to be too rough with it, just make sure all the flour and all's well incorporated. It looks like a nice batter. I just want to make sure there's no flour in the bottom. And I'm going to fire the nuts in. And just give them a wee quick mix in. It says you can put nuts on the top, but I'm not doing that. I want them just incorporated. And the likelihood is that there's only my son and myself will probably eat these. I don't know about my partner. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. Oh, I don't need you. And single recipe says it should make 12, so I've went ahead and lined 2 muffin tins with just the muffin papers. And let's see. I want to get a big scoop for that. So I'm going to use just a scoop to scoop. And I'm not actually sure how high I'm supposed to fill these, but let's get a scoop into each one anyway. And it says that each recipe should make 12, so if I get 24 filled, then I can go back over them, and I'm making a mess. And I'm going to have these for my breakfast, guys. Haven't eaten yet, so. And I think we need more in those because there's definitely going to be too much here for 12, so I need oops. That wasn't smart, Trish. That's me not concentrating. But that one will be fine. I'll just pull that back. And that's going to take more than that in each one of these, so I'm just going to even this all out between them. And get 24 big muffins. And get this scraped down and get it between those other two. You know me guys, I don't waste anything. So, better in your belly than in the bin, is what I say. And just any that I think's a wee bit smaller, I'm just giving them a wee bit. And you could do with some. And a bit more for you. There we go. There's nothing left in that. It's completely empty. And these are going to go in the oven for, the baking time on these is 20 to 25 minutes. So I'll put them in the oven and I'll set the alarm for probably about 15 minutes, and then I'll alternate my trays. You all know my oven. And I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes. And if they're firm on top, then I'll know to open the oven and alternate the shelves. If they're still not set on top, I won't do that step because they'll just flop. Alright, bring you back when these are finished. I was looking in the oven. I knew they weren't set, so I didn't want to take a chance and open the door. So I waited until they were set on top and I transferred the two trays or rotated them. So I'm just waiting on the alarm going off here. Can't wait to have one of these, I'm starving. I was just thinking I could have put maybe cinnamon or mixed spice in these as well. But I know for the next time if they're good. Okay, that's just coming down to, so I'm going to turn that off actually, because I don't want to overburn them or overcook them. And my goodness, they smell absolutely divine. There you go guys. Banana muffins. Wow. Okay, I hear you. And that's the second tray. Look gorgeous. Aren't you go to bed for tonight? Oh, I'm well happy with those. The smell absolutely divine. I want to transfer these to cooling rack before I try one. It'll burn the mouth off me. Wow. And they're a good size of muffins, aren't they? They smell delicious. I'll just even them up. So a double recipe did make exactly 24. And I reckon they're a good size. And there you go guys, instead of throwing bananas in the bin, get some muffins made with them. Beautiful. I'm going to have to eat one of these. I can't hold back any longer. It's going to be still hot, but I don't care. I need to eat it. And just get the paper off. And out you come. And let's see what they're like inside. They're ooey and gooey. I'm absolutely... Oh, they smell so good. That's what they're like inside. And the steam's still rising off them. I'll probably burn the mouth off me, but here goes. They are lovely. Sorry, I'm speaking with my mouth full. Can't help myself, they're gorgeous. And they're not as sweet as what I thought they would be, but that helps me. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I'm so glad I made those. I don't feel too bad eating them because they've got banana in them. That's definitely a must try. You have to try those, guys. They're absolutely fantastic. Don't waste any food. You've got bananas sitting about like I had. Just make them into buns and your kids will just devour those. And a lot cheaper than going to the store or going to the shop and buying pre-made buns. Everyone's just too dear nowadays. But anyways, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, guys. Helps my channel out, and if you haven't subscribed already, you're more than welcome to come on into my kitchen. And you all have a good day, and I'll see you later. And I'm going to have another one. Bye, guys.